Hello, listener. Happy New Year to you, or Happy New Year's Eve to you, to be more accurate, and welcome to the special 10th anniversary edition of
Honourable Mentions.
You've got one job. Welcome to the 10th anniversary edition of
Honourable Mentions.
Honourable Nonsense.
Honourable Mentions. There you go.
We got there in the end.
I was trying to put New Year into it, make it more seasonal.
Yes, because it is New Year's Eve. You may have noticed, listener. Happy New Year to you and seasonal greetings. I tell you what, I hope you had the bestest of Christmases and our wishes for you came true. Wouldn't you say,
Yes,
Neil?
I would say that, yes. And I hope your Brussels sprout farts have all cleared up now as well.
And I hope you had the fluffiest of Christmases, which is what Neil wished you in the last episode. And if you didn't hear that last episode, perhaps you'd like to go back and learn all about how one of our favouriteest carols came to be.
Yes. And then you can see how much fluffiness I bestowed on everybody.
You can, because it was plenty.
Yeah.
And the listener, you may be thinking, 10th anniversary, what the chuff in hell are they talking about? Because they haven't been going that long. Well, it's the 10th episode.
Yes. Not the 9th, it's the 10th.
Nor the 11th.
Nor the 11th.
It's the 10th episode, and it's the New Year's Eve, New Year episode. It's like we plan these things.
Yeah.
And Neil. Hello, Neil.
Hello, Steve. If it was on Sesame Street, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11, 12. Yeah, but we're not. We're on 10, aren't we?
No, so that's what I mean. So I stayed on 10.
Today's number is
10.
There you go. We can do Sesame Street. Now then, because it is our 10th anniversary and because it's New Year's Eve and all that, I thought I'd reflect back on the year and start with an actual letter from someone called C. Sandicist of Northampton Town Tourist Board.
All right, okay.
C. writes, "If you continue to defame the town, we will be forced to take action." Lost me there. Don't know what that's supposed to mean.
No idea.
Happy New Year to you as well, C.
Yeah, well done, C. Congratulations. Take your bulletproof vest off for 5 minutes.
If you are listening, C, we do have a loyal listener, but I wouldn't like to say that we're really defame yet, are we, Neil?
No.
No red carpets and stuff, maybe in a year or two. But thank you. If you want us to come and defame the town, then, yeah, we'll turn up to Northampton in our stab vests and turn on your Christmas lights, whatever you want us to do.
Yeah, whatever you want us to do, really.
But anyway, on with the show. The show must go on. I'll open with this, Neil, to give you a clue as to what we're talking about today.
Yeah, put it away.
Not that, no. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to see that. This is, to paraphrase a classic alt-rock group, I will say Dracula comes from Transylvania. Stevie Nicks
talks about
kleptomania. Johnny looked out of his bedroom window and shouted to his mum.
Fred Titmus.
Oh, close. Albert Gunter.
Oh.
I said I was paraphrasing rather than quoting.
So, no idea what that means, but can crack on.
You're referring to Half Man, Half Biscuit, of course.
Yes.
The classic alt-rock group. But who is Albert Gunter, Neil?
I have no idea, Stephen.
Albert Gunter was born on the 28th of February, 1906, in Shoreditch in London.
I know that.
Now, Shoreditch nowadays, for the listener, is quite a gentrified part of London, isn't it? It's quite
affluent.
Trendy. There's lots of people with man buns on the back of their heads cycling around with carefully groomed beards and things. But back in 1906, it wasn't. It was gentrified this century, wasn't it, in the 21st century. Albert was one of 11 children born to Robert Henry Gunter and Priscilla Elizabeth Casbard, or Casbard, however you want to say that.
He rocked her a few times.
11 children.
It did with 11 children. He definitely rocked the Casbard.
I see where you come from there.
So I did.
I did see what you did there, yes. So we started
welcome.
off Half Man, Half Biscuit, and we're already moving on to the Clash. This is a rock and roll tour for our 10th anniversary episode.
Of course it is.
This family, the Gunter family, squeezed into 93 Shaftesbury Street near Angel.
Yeah.
This is not Shaftesbury Avenue, but Shaftesbury Street. So imagine all that family squeezed into there. The house was a mid-terrace, 2-storey, with a couple of bedrooms upstairs, and downstairs was the parlour, a back room, and a small kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
The toilet was a little wooden shed at the back of the yard.
Nice.
After Christmas Day, you'd have demolished a little wooden shed anyway.
Yeah, a bit like that scene in that bloke from Jurassic Park when he gets chased by the T-Rex and sits on the toilet. A bit like that.
Apart from they didn't really have T-Rexes roaming around.
Yeah, but all the walls would fall down.
After your Brussels sprout aftermath, I should imagine they would, yes.
Yes.
2 steps led from the street to the front door of the house. This is, we moved on from the wooden outhouse. 2 steps led from the street to the front door in an arched brickwork frame. An iron railing separated the pavement from their basement window. A modest and typical London house for families of limited income, and the Gunters were known to supplement their income by taking in lodgers to help pay the bills.
Because they had room for that sort of thing, didn't they?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, a bit crammed already, wasn't it?
Yeah, you'll have to lay on top of Mrs. Gunter.
Mrs. Gunter probably acted as a sofa or something.
Yeah, that's perhaps where all the kids came from.
Tragically, in such cramped conditions, illness ran rife, and of all the children, only 3 girls, along with their brother Albert, would survive beyond childhood. So there you go now. Once again, you've been flippant with your humour, and it was a tragedy underlying. So there's Marie, Emily, and Florence, and Albert were the only 4 surviving children. As a young man, 2 people played a major role in liberating Albert from the family home. The first was the love of his life, a lady called Emily Atkins, who became his wife in March 1930.
So he was 24.
Do you think, when they were there getting married, they ever thought to themselves, one day, our wedding, this special day of days for us, will feature on the 10th anniversary podcast of a showbiz extravaganza hosted by probably the 2 best-looking men on the planet in the year 2025, moving into 2026, for it will be New Year's Eve.
I honestly don't think they would have known about getting to these sort of heights, Steve. They'd have been way beyond their beliefs.
Yeah, probably.
We're men of the people.
We've bestowed the recognition upon them, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, there he was. He was liberated from his family home by Emily Atkins, who took him to her bosom and made him her husband. The other person who liberated Albert was a Mr. A. Hitler of Berlin.
Never heard of him.
Who didn't marry him,
no,
but managed to get him out of not just his home, but also London. And not just his home and also London, but the country.
Oh, must have been a hell of a fella.
Albert was a hell of a fella. I wouldn't go as far as saying Adolf Hitler was a hell of a fella, Neil. That can be deemed a bit controversial.
No, he's not. He was a nasty man.
He was a naughty man, wasn't he? And that's why Albert went over onto the continent. He trained for the Royal Tank Regiment and learnt how to drive a tank, and became one of the boys who made Hitler think again.
I can't see why no one said to Hitler, come on, man, that moustache is ridiculous. How are you playing at?
Do you know why Hitler had that moustache?
No, because he can't be nice to shave that bit.
No, this is serious. This is true. He was a very big fan of Charlie Chaplin. That's true. He used to have Charlie Chaplin films and things. He used to have played in his, I forget what it's called, up in the mountains there, and in his little hideaways and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Still don't understand. Why would he have that moustache? Because he wanted to look like him?
Because he just thought he liked the look.
Weirdo.
Well, yeah, I think weirdo is spot on there, Neil.
I like Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street, but I've got no desire to try and look like one of them.
That's unfortunate. Anyway, Albert, here he was a tank driver. He was over there giving Mr. Hitler cause to think again, and a good old taste of British spunk.
Yes, have some of my spunk, you boys.
Have some of that, you Nazis.
Yeah.
So once Albert had finished sticking it up the Nazis, he and his British fighting spunk came home.
Good old boys.
Good old boys.
Sprayed the spunk all over the Germans and then come back.
That's what they did. Here, Fritz, taste my British fighting spunk. Have some of this.
Yes.
And then slapped them around a bit, and then we came home.
Yeah.
So off he came, right? Albert was on his way back to Blighty in his tank, parked it outside, straight into the house. And Alan Gunter was born in September 1945.
Wow, so he managed to save some then.
He didn't hang about, did he?
No.
perfectly sandwiching the wall with an elder sister, Edna, who was born in 1939.
Wow, so before he went, and then when he got back.
Second he got back, the tank was still, I bet he didn't even turn the ignition off. It was just on the lawn.
Just running in the house. Brace yourself, darling.
Back in civilian life with a wife and 2 children to support, Albert found work driving the number 78 bus for London Transport.
Oh, that's a very popular bus, that one.
The municipal bus, bright red, I should imagine.
Yeah, I've written books on London buses. That's quite a popular one.
Have you?
Yeah.
And what's this book called, please?
It's called The Red London Bus.
Good name.
Yeah.
What do the wheels do on this bus?
There's nothing to do with that. It's just, it'll just list all the different buses.
Mm. So you start with number
78.
That's the one you start with?
Yeah.
Cool. And where does that go from, please?
That goes from Shoreditch in London to Angel.
You're close, actually.
Yeah, I know. Told you.
We'll discover that later on. So, did you feature Albert Gunter in your book on the number 78 bus?
No, it's just about the buses, not about the drivers or anything.
Okay. Well, Albert was a small fella, and like all 40-somethings in 1952, he looked like he was about 78, but he'd been through a war.
Been seeing a bit of action.
He got his brill-creamed hairdo,
yeah.
George Formby-style brill-creamed hairdo.
Sure be out.
He always wore a shirt and tightly tied tie, and he had gaps between his crooked teeth, did Albert.
Oh, okay. So he was a bit like George Formby then.
He could have been. He actually didn't play the ukulele. He played.
Probably lent to a few lampposts, though.
Well, then he played the gearbox on his bus. That's what he did.
Like he got the air brakes.
Like a dream. But Albert, he may have had gaps between his crooked teeth, but he was always flashing those pearly whites, was Albert, because he was one of life's smilers, a happy kind of bloke that brought a little sunshine into all that met him.
That's nice.
Bring
nice. Me sunshine in your smile. There you go.
Oh, you're leaving it there. I thought you were going into that then.
I'll let the listener just carry on with that in their own head. It's a very uplifting song, that one. It's a very nice song if you're feeling a bit rough. If
you're feeling a bit rough?
Yeah.
How are you spelling that, please?
T-H-A-T.
So, Albert, he and his good friend Alf, the conductor, became an important part of everyday life for countless Londoners eager to return to normality.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
However, Neil, still there?
No.
Hello, Neil. However, normality had it in for Albert Gunter and his mate Alf.
Why?
Because on the 30th of December 1952, Albert's
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve very close, isn't it?
I know, it's almost like it happened deliberately, and we've planned this.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're more professional than anyone would ever believe. On the 30th of December, Neil, 1952, Albert's past and present lives would collide.
Ooh. What, did he bump into his dad?
Don't know. Shall we find out? Shall I read
please.
more? Are you sitting comfortably?
Yep.
Then I shall begin. The number 78 bus, a scarlet double-decker, rumbled through the heart of the great city out from Peckham Rye, heading towards Shoreditch. So you were nearly right, Neil. You got half of that, didn't you?
Told you.
You got the Shoreditch. Probably you just couldn't remember the Peckham Rye bit.
That's part of it's in the journey, though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Albert had been driving this route for 6 years now.
So you do it off by heart, then?
In 1952. And so he started in 1946. So that's about 7:45, isn't it? And he had every twist and turn imprinted in his mind. There was nothing he hadn't seen before, or so he believed.
Dun, 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 dun.
Today was the 30th of December. We've said this. Late in the evening, it was dark and the temperature had dipped below freezing. Condensation formed on the inside of the windows as Albert's 20 passengers, count them, watched droplets run down the glass that shielded them from London's icy cold blackness.
Ooh, good picture again.
I know. It is. It was
You need some more crayons soon.
I will need some more crayons. Well, Santa Christmas did actually bring me some more crayons.
Oh, that's good.
I've swallowed 3 of them, and one of them's up my nose. So I probably need some more.
Notice it up there.
It was just 2 weeks on from the Great Smog, which was a 4-day pea super, so thick that it forced the iconic red buses and black cabs from the London roads.
Oh, so thick it looked like Joey Essex looked intelligent.
But the occasional swish of his swipers, you try saying that, but with the occasional swish of his wipers, that evening Albert could see fine.
Good.
Good old Albert. So there he is, chugging along. And if you can imagine, we're talking 1952, middle of London. It's going to be bombed out still, isn't it, as well? There'll be lots of rubble and wrecked
bricks
houses.
and rubble and stuff everywhere, won't there?
Yeah, it's not going to be a pleasant-looking place.
No.
But there he was with his 20 passengers chugging along on his bus with the wheels going round and round. He approached Tower Bridge.
Yeah, I know that place.
A grand Victorian masterpiece stretching across the Thames. I'd have said that for the listener, because the listener might be aware what Tower Bridge is or looks like.
Yeah.
Lots of people mistakenly call it London Bridge, but it's not. It's called Tower Bridge. It's the one that looks very grand and ornate, isn't it?
It's like a light blue colour and parts of it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, on the railing, yeah.
And the stanchions and the railings and stuff is light blue.
The two towers are sort of, I don't know what that stone is called.
Yeah, well, there you go. Shut up.
That's enough of our London Tourist Board audition.
Yeah.
So there's Albert with Alf there, right? They're chugging along. They're approaching Tower Bridge. The traffic was light, which is good.
Yeah.
A rare blessing. But it is the day
heavy stuff.
No, and it is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's the day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And it's night and everything. It's cold. It's very, very cold as well. It's important to remember. It's very cold.
Okay, Steve, thank you.
Alfred Barton, the conductor, had his ticket machine hanging from a long ribbon around his neck and offered Albert a smoke as they chugged on to the famous landmark.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a nice picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're painting here. Suddenly, almost imperceptible at first, there was a tremor that ran through the bus. Blimey, Albert muttered, and Alf didn't say a word. It was too late to go back. We can stop, Albert said, but they're bound to see us and stop the bridge. And if they don't, said Alf, the bridge continued to rise.
Oh.
So there they are. They've just entered onto the bridge and it's going upwards.
So the flaps were opening.
Albert thinks, well, if we stop, someone's bound to see us and halt this. And Alf says, if they don't, then what? There was no need for an answer because both men knew that if the bridge kept rising, the number 78 would be plunged backwards into a very cold and watery grave.
Ooh. So was he hanging on one of the flaps?
No, what Albert was doing, Albert was a maniac.
Right.
Because he proceeded onto that bridge at speed in the first place. He was doing 12 miles an hour now.
Oh, what a reckless fool.
I know, what a fool. 12 miles an hour, 19 kilometres per hour he was progressing at. But he continued to progress at that speed. He wiped the back of his hand across his mouth. This is like the film Speed, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So he didn't stop and think to himself, oh, I'll let the boat go through and I'll carry on. He just thought, just keep driving over the bloody things.
No, Neil, because as I believe I have explained, that they couldn't just stop. If they did stay where they were,
he was on a flap.
They'd have been tipped back.
Oh, so he was already on the flap.
Into the water. He was already there. They were there.
Oh, got you now. Okay, yeah.
So he decided to keep proceeding forwards at a steady 12 miles an hour like a maniac.
Yeah.
He changed down a couple of gears.
Yeah.
And then slammed his foot hard onto the accelerator. So 12 mile an hour is not good enough for him anymore. He's got to do 15, isn't he?
Yeah, bloody idiot.
Back in the days before automation made things safe and boring, a watchman was positioned on London's Tower Bridge with the one job of ringing a warning bell and closing the gate before the two halves of the bridge swung upwards to allow tall ships passage along the Thames. For whatever reason that day, the watchman just didn't do his job properly.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
As Albert approached from the south, burning solid rubber at 12 miles an hour,
yeah,
he saw a green light for go. he heard no warning bell, and the gates were open wide. So what's he going to do, Albert? He's going to think, well, that's all right. I do this every day.
Yeah.
That means I can proceed at my reckless speed.
Yes.
It was as the number 78 bus approached halfway, Albert the elf noticed that the road in front of them was falling away as the South Bascule, that's what they called,
right.
The South Bascule was rising just ahead of the north section. And now we're going to go to the words of one of the actual passengers. One of your actual passengers was actually on your actual bus.
What was it?
Yes, that was several of the passengers.
Yeah.
That's a direct quote.
You're welcome.
Imagine they'd been to the sales and things like that. So they'd been to TK Maxx and places.
Yeah.
And they'd got all their shopping in their bags.
Probably all had the Costa or something.
Yeah, probably all had a Costa.
All the coffee shops were available.
And now they're on their way home for their faggots, which for our American listener are pork-based, cylindrical-shaped, gravy-covered meat products. Not what you're thinking of, our American listener, with your filthy mind. So Peter Dunn. Now what I'm going to do here, Neil, is I'm going to use my acting skills to convey to you Peter Dunn. So please don't worry and think I've gone anywhere.
Put yourself in Peter Dunn.
Well,
you probably have done.
I will be becoming Peter Dunn. Do not get alarmed. I haven't gone anywhere. This is me. So I'll just warm my... there you go. I'm warming myself through. Right, you ready?
Go.
We were progressing across Tar Bridge. I've made him a bit posh.
Yeah.
We were progressing across Tar Bridge. Just before, as we had gone over the first half of the section that goes up there was a loud crashing sound, and I was thrown to the floor, don't you know?
This is good.
Do you like it? Should I keep with the posh, or should I make him probably East End or whatever?
Oh, East End, the next bit. Honourable Mentions, you slag.
Something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know whether I can do East End. All right, Governor. The bus came to a halt, and the driver then came round to invite us off to have a look, have a butcher's, at the gap that had opened up on the opposite half. That's me. That's a femboy squeaking in there, isn't it? He told us that as he started to drive across the opening part of this bridge, he realised that the side that the bus was on was going up. I'm going to make Peter Dunn posh again.
Okay.
I could do a Scouse. Shall I make him Scouse?
No.
He said he could only think of two options as to what to do. One was to stop the bus and hope that someone realises what was happening, but that left the possibility of the bus slipping back and perhaps toppling into the river. The other was to continue driving and to jump the gap. That wasn't a bad Liverpool.
It was all right.
It was all right. He didn't say, "Come, Ed." He didn't say that enough, did he?
All right, La.
All right, La. Right there. It's like a Christmas song, Feliz Navidad. If someone says to you, that could be a Scouser saying, the please nab me dad. You'd hear it every time you listen to the song now. The please nab me dad. Anyway, I'll make him, what should we do this time for his final piece? Old Peter Dunn. We'll make him posh again. He said he had been a tank driver during the war, and that the tank would have no trouble getting onto the other side, and decided to see if a double-decker bus could do the same. So thanks to his quick thinking, we were all delivered safely.
Safely?
Safely. So what happened there then, two of the listeners probably got lost now with all these accent changes and ballsing up of the story, that they approached Tower Bridge, it was all going, there's a loud crashing sound, passengers were thrown to the floor, the bus came to a halt, and then the bus driver came round to invite them all off to have a look at what's just happened. And he told them that they had just jumped across the gap in the bridge. Presumably, by this stage, the bridge had stopped rising.
You'd think so.
You think so? Otherwise, he invited everyone off, got to put the handbrake on, and they all get mowed down by the bus. Imagine that. He'd have to run pretty fast, wouldn't he, to get back on the bus and stop it again. So, yeah, old Albert can only think of two things to do. One is to stop the bus and hope someone realises, we've already said that, and Alf told him not to do it. but that left the possibility of the bus sliding and toppling back into the river. The other was to continue driving the bus at his unbelievable speeds and jump the gap. And he said, old Albert, that he knew his tank could have done it during the war, but he wanted to see whether his double-decker bus could do it as well, because they're pretty similar, aren't they, a tank and a double-decker bus?
Yeah, they'd be used in warfare, I'm sure.
There's only the Caterpillar tracks and then the arsenal and the gun and things like that on the front of a tank, any different to a double-decker bus. Anyway, Doughty, old number 78, made the daring leap, but suffered a broken suspension for her gallantry in action.
Something would have come from it, wouldn't it? Bloody hell.
Poor old number 78.
Yeah.
Alf Barton cracked a heel bone and had to use crutches for some time.
Ouch.
Otherwise, apart from being shaken, no one else was seriously hurt. There were some bruises and little, cracked toes and things like that.
Some egos gone, maybe, or some haircuts.
It would be quite a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
There's no record of whether someone screamed, "Yee-haw!"
Yeah.
And the horn went, or anything like that. Or even whether they took off over some bales of hay.
Yeah.
None of that was mentioned.
Mm.
However, a young woman called May Walshaw, who was flung along the floor to the front of the bus, so she didn't just hit the floor, she hit the floor and then was slid
forward
all the way forward, was so traumatised that she couldn't face climbing aboard any of London's famous red buses again, until she received help from one of London's bus drivers, who took her under his wing and helped her recover from her trauma.
Don't tell me. It was Albert.
It was Albert Gunter.
What a man.
What a man. I like Albert. What a man he was. He persuaded her back on board the very same number 78 bus, and with him at the wheel, the pair crossed Tower Bridge several times over, back and forth, on his route around. May and Albert became such firm friends that when she became Mrs. MacDonald in the September of the following year, so 1953, Albert and Emily were guests at her wedding.
Oh, that's the least she could do.
He was a guy, wasn't he, Albert?
So he saved the lives of those people, and probably the bus, and probably the cars or anything behind him, because he didn't slide back and hit them or roll into the water. He dived the bridge, saved everyone's life, and he also rectified this lady's anxiety issues.
Yeah, I don't know whether he dived to the bridge. I think he might have jumped it. But yes, and this has nothing to do, of course, with all of his heroics covering the Nazi people in his good old British...
During the war?
During the war. Do you know what, Neil?
What
would you, if you'd have done this, if it had been you instead of Albert, what would you expect from your employer?
New bus?
Well, yes, the bus did get new suspension. He didn't get a new bus, but he got it fixed.
Yeah.
Albert got a whole day off to get over it.
Yeah.
And £10.
Well, that's a lot, isn't it? He did well then, didn't he?
He was a lucky boy, wasn't he?
He was a lucky boy. He's just thankful he's still got his job.
Yeah, you're really wrecking a bus like that.
Yeah.
If they'd have had tacos and things then, and they'd have found out...
I don't know if they had Mexican food back then, did they, in London?
I don't think they did. That's a good point, Neil.
Mm.
Yeah. Is taco, the Mexican food, taco short for tachograph? I think it is, isn't it?
It is. Tastes the same.
Yeah. Albert received £10, which is £250 today.
Well, okay.
And a whole day to get over it. But as you said...
They didn't have to give him that, did they?
They didn't have to give him that, and if they had read his tachograph and found out he was doing 12 miles an hour, skidding round corners like that,
they would probably have thought twice about it.
They'd have probably thought twice about giving him anything at all.
Yeah.
But still, it's not Albert's fault. He was a top fella. There's no record of what happened to the bloke who should have been keeping watch on the bridge itself.
Just a slap.
Probably made him Prime Minister or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because he's that observant with things going on in the world.
Later, so we're jumping forward in time now, which is what we mean by the word later. It means not now, but in the future.
Well done.
Later, Albert received a £35 reward from the City of London.
Nice.
Which is about 850 of your pounds today.
Nice. That's all right, isn't it?
Plus, calm down, Neil, because this gets even better. Plus a family holiday of a week in Bournemouth.
Wow. Now you're talking.
And so bearing in mind, London Transport, Employer of the Year, gave him a day off and 10 quid.
Yeah.
Then the City of London gave him 850 quid, £35.
Yeah.
Plus a family holiday.
Yeah.
Plus Enid and Alan, if you remembered, were his children.
Yeah.
Attended the Lord Mayor's children's party.
Wow.
Like they were driving the bus or they were on the bus or something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Why is the Lord Mayor having a party for children?
They had nothing to do with it, did they?
No.
So, but anyway, there they were.
Dirty pig.
They were lapping it all up there in the life of luxury. When Albert was presented with his £10 and his day off, and managing to keep a straight face and not scream, how much?
What?
Anyway, yes, while he was doing that at a special ceremony, so yes, they had the front to do it as a special ceremony in front of the press and everything, the assembled press. Here we are, press. This is the man who saved our bus, 20 people, didn't drown in the Thames in an horrific accident, and here's 10 quid, mate, and take the time off tomorrow, but we're back at work even earlier the following day.
Yeah.
The press asked Albert what he was going to do with the money.
Congratulations, too, for 46-year-old London bus driver Albert Gunter, who, when faced with a widening gap while crossing Tower Bridge, jumped his bus to safety. At London Transport headquarters, he received a £10 reward for averting a serious disaster, and when asked how he'd spend it,
he said,
"Oh, 5 for me and 5 for the missus."
5 for me and 5 for the missus.
Oh, that was nice of him.
So he gave him 5 to Mrs. Gunter.
Yeah.
His £5, he went and bought a brand new overcoat.
Perhaps he needed one.
Not criticising the purchase of an overcoat, but I just thought you'd like to know what he did with his £5.
Not particularly bothered, but it's nice to know that he bought something with it that'll last a bit longer. Yes, I would have thought he'd got one of them big trench coats with the collars that turned up.
It's sort of classical 1950s.
Yeah.
Go with a trilby.
Yeah.
The trilby hat.
Trilby hat?
I was thinking more of
his way to slim squat.
Your big puffer jackets that you wear with a baseball cap and a bouncy walk and your Air Max.
For everyone blood.
Yeah, or bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or lad.
Albert died in 1968, Neil.
Oh.
I'm sorry to break it to you like that.
Yeah, it's a bit softer next time, please. That's what she said.
He was 61 years old and he died in Islington.
61. It's no age, is it?
He's a very proud Londoner, died in London, and is a legend of London to the very end. And a legend of...
Honourable Mentions.
Because Albert was the man who jumped Tower Bridge in a double-decker red number 78 bus.
They should name a bus after him or something, shouldn't they?
They may have done, but they ought to do something, haven't they?
Yeah.
Albert Gunter. Probably even put a plaque near the bridge.
Yeah, Albert landed here or something.
Yeah, this is the spot where Albert's...
I bet if you ask a Londoner now, they wouldn't even heard of him.
They wouldn't even heard of Albert Gunter.
No, that's not right.
We ought to go out and do a on-the-road version of Honourable Mentions. I'm
going to stand for a placard in Trafalgar Square saying, have you ever heard of Albert Gunter?
The first person we ask will probably be his granddaughter or something.
Yeah.
And then we'll look stupid.
Yeah.
But yes, Albert Gunter, or Albie Gunts, as he is known. Tank driver, spunk distributor. During the war.
Yeah.
Defeater of Albert Hitler. Albert Hitler. That was his.
Albert Hitler.
Yeah, that was his brother. Albert, I know, he had twin brothers, Adolf. And Albert went over there. He beat both of them. He beat Albert and Adolf with his Nerf gun.
Yes. Spud gun.
He had a Nerf gun full of orange juice that he squirted them with near a wasp's nest.
Nice.
And that sorted
That's the way to go, isn't it?
That's the way to go. That sorted them, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Albert Gunter, all-round hero. And that is the 10th anniversary edition of...
Honourable Mentions.
And the New Year's Eve edition of...
Honourable Mentions.
And we'll be back in the new year for a brand new episode of
Honourable Mentions, you slag.
Thank you for joining us, listener. Do enjoy your New Year's celebrations, but above all, be safe.
Yes, be safe, be seen, be sensible.
See it, say it, sort it. And we will be back next time. Until then, Happy New Year and bye.
Cheerio.
Cheerio, I say. Oh, Peter Dunn's back.
Bye.
Is this thing on? Can they hear me? You sure? Okay, what do I call them? The listener. You only have one listener. Seriously, you said this thing was massive. I've got better things to be doing than this pile of crap. Shut up, let's just do it and I'll get out of here. Busiest day of my year and you jerks dragged me in here. I told you, didn't I? I said I never heard of them. Oh no, they're massive, you said. Massive my ass. Honourable Mentions is a podcast, allegedly. Research by Stephen Webb. Who the hell is that? Am I supposed to know her? The whole thing is an Uncover Brothers production. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Just do it. You can message them on Facebook or Instagram, even TikTok if you really want, or email honourablementionspod@gmail.com. They got a theme tune? You're kidding me. Written and performed by Pepe and the Bandits. I like them. They're good. Best thing about this whole shit show. But that ain't hard. This is old father time over and out. Have yourself a safe and spectacular new year. And how's about this? Time is an illusion. You can never live in the future, and the past has been and done. Ain't nothing but a memory. All time is the here and now. Think on that. And be happy.